According to new research on rental market trends, the Florida rental housing market is among the most overpriced in the country and has among the fastest rising prices. The moratorium's expiry, along with the high demand for rentals, particularly in Florida, pushed rental costs skyrocketing. Landlords will continue to hike rents until additional rental units are developed, pricing off many middle-class customers who previously rented because they couldn't afford to purchase. The research of 107 U.S. rental areas, published on June 6 and based on April data, discovered that 10 of the country's most overpriced rental markets are in Florida. All 10 Florida markets covered in the analysis are overpriced by more than 13%. The Miami market, which encompasses Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, was identified as having the highest premium paid by renters. The investigation revealed that it was 22.07% overpriced. The average monthly rent in South Florida increased to $2,846, despite historical data indicating that the average should be just $2,331. In the Fort Myers region, rental expenses increased the most year over year. The average rent is now $2,073, an increase of 32.38% from 1 year ago. The rental prices in the 9 other Florida markets included in the research increased by more than 20% annually, and they all ranked in the top 15 out of 107 areas for this criteria. According to CBS News, skyrocketing Miami housing prices are touching just about all of us in one way or another. Now even higher earners are giving the housing market here a second look and deciding to rent instead. While prices appear to have peaked last summer, they still ended 2022 higher than they were at the end of 2021. And the median U.S. home price has increased 42% since 2019. Some of those who can afford homes, who make over 6 figures, still aren't purchasing because of the steep prices, and they don't think it's worth the investment because of a series of interest rate increases by the Federal Reserve last year that pushed mortgage rates to their highest level in 2 decades. The average long-term rate on a 30-year mortgage reached a 2-decade high of 7.08% in the fall. Rates eased in December and January, but have been climbing since early February. The average rate hit 6.73% last week, the highest level since early November. A year ago, it averaged 3.85%. That rate translates into a roughly 49% increase in the monthly payments on a median-priced U.S. home than a year ago, said George Ratiu, senior economist at Realtor.com. Because more potential buyers are not taking the plunge, the rental community has become much more expensive and competitive. We're seeing the cost to live in small apartments soaring. A report from Realtor.com shows rent in Miami is up 51.8%. The report showed that median rent across the country as a whole rose 7.8%. That's a total of 25% higher than before the pandemic. With the seemingly ever-increasing rates in the Miami market, will this cause a reversal and tank the Florida market? Or will this only further price out everyday normal Americans trying to reach their dream on one day purchasing a home in the Sunshine State?